Okay, so let's share my screen here. Okay. All right. Don't try to stress yourself out and take notes and um all that fun stuff. Listen, this is going to be posted probably by 10 o'clock in our group and on our YouTube page. So just watch it and then go back if you want to start posting really good Facebook ads. Then hit play and follow along, play, pause, and um, make your Facebook ads. So this was recorded Sunday, Saturday night. So everything in it. The thing with when you watch videos on YouTube, they change all the time. So Facebook always changes their algorithm or the way something looks on their account. So this was recorded on Saturday just for us. He does go a little bit fast, but it is um, very accurate. The couple of things he doesn't cover on here is copy. Anybody know what copy is? It's like your sales pitch. It's your wording, right? Your words. What is your copy? Your words. Come to my class because I'm the best one in the country, right? So he just goes over it real fast. So copy is now written by AI. Has anybody used XAI in the last week? Um, it's incredible. It's like talking to a human being. So if you have an X account or Twitter account, X account, right on the bottom on your app, it says XAI. It's really, really great. It is free for now for like a couple of months or something, and they only let you ask, I want to say it's like 15 questions in every 2 hours. So just keep that in mind if you're doing like um, edits and stuff when you go through when you use AI. So just keep that in mind. So you're allowed, I think it's 15 questions every 2 hours. Also, I did want to mention this. I am taking um, an AI class. I signed up for it because I just don't want to be my mom who doesn't know how to turn on the TV, right? And AI is going so fast and technology is doubling every year. And I think it's really important that we stay at least in the ground level of understanding these platforms. So I would encourage you to try to take an AI class. What am I using? This is called Coursive, Coursiv. And it was like $39. And they go through all five main AI platforms. I'm on ChatGPT. Um, I've been doing it for a week. You do it a couple minutes, kind of a day thing. And it's really helped me understand how to ask AI for what I want, right? It's called prompting, how to prompt it to give me what I want in return, right? And I would really encourage you to spend 40 bucks on yourself. It's tax write-off and get in the game of the AI. At least we can stay, you know, up to date in life. Okay, sorry, going back over to Brian here from Fusion Marketing. He again going to walk through Facebook ad setup. I'm going to post it, go back later and do a walkthrough. He does, shows you how to do it, then you go and do it, pause it, kind of back and forth thing. He does not cover copy again. AI will do that for you. And he does not cover graphic design, which we have already covered many times, just something using through Canva, right? Find um, a template in Canva that you like and put your information in it. That's it. You don't have to design stuff anymore. Canva even has AI in it now. If you're a Canva, anybody here a Canva Pro or Canva Plus user? Right. So if you go in Canva now, they have they will start making you ads now. And again, it's all about the prompting. Like you have to give it direction, but it doesn't do anything gun related. Like I tried to show me pick people at the range. They're like, we're sorry, this violates our agreement or whatever, right? So whatever. Okay, so we're going to talk Fusion marketing here. This is 18 minutes long. If you have questions, I would be happy to pause it, or we can write them down and we can take questions at the end. All right, I'm going to hit go, hit thumbs up, make sure that you all can hear it. All right, here we go.
Record here. It's definitely be a dog in the background, but we'll make the best of it. There she goes, just like I figured. All right, so let's get started here. All right, so hi everybody. My name is Brian Lelli. I'm the owner of Fusion Marketing. We do email marketing and ads in the tactical industry specifically. So what I wanted to do here was walk through a dummy account of mine here on Facebook. When I say Facebook during this, just assume that I mean Facebook and Instagram. I still don't like the word meta. So we're going to walk through setting up a campaign. Throughout the process of setting up these campaigns, yours might look a little different than this, whether you have a PC or a Mac or different updates, different places. It is amazing the number of variations. So what I'm going to do is just go through with what I have, right? It's going to try deleting a bunch of stuff while we're doing this, so it might be a little slower. Apologize in advance. Another caveat that I want to talk about before getting into it is the campaign setup process that Facebook is pushing is very, really heavy on the AI, on the algorithm, on their algorithm. And it's not a bad thing. I used to hate it. I used to push against it. The algorithm does work very well for seasoned accounts. So if you have your pixel, now called a data set, on your website, and it has a lot of spend, has a lot of traffic, and it's good spend and it's good quality traffic, there's some AI functionalities and algorithm assist pieces of the campaigns that I will talk about and I will suggest to use. But if this is your first time, we're going to go through setting up a campaign and running ads like it's your first time. So if you've been running ads, this might be a little bit easy, but I'm going to go through the fully manual setup of campaigns. All right. That being said, let's get into it. All right. So once you're in your ads manager, which you'll find, so when you log in, you'll have a Meta Business Suite ad account. You'll open it up. Sometimes you might see it through a business settings. Whatever the case is, the ad accounts are listed here. You're going to land on your ads manager. Click the button to create, and we'll go from there. All right. So new leads campaign. Call it what you want to call it. We'll just call this ad test 1 and continue. All right. So from here, let's go back up to the top. More often than not, we're going to be looking for lead generation. If you have an e-commerce store, you're going to be going for purchases, but for the purposes of this video, I'm going to stick with the leads objective as it shows here. Nothing else you really need to do. You're not doing any special ad categories, nothing like this. So on the first tab here for the campaigns, here's an option for the algorithm assist, advanced campaign budget. This is great to use if you're a seasoned account, you have a couple different audiences and or a couple different ad creatives that you want to just sprinkle the spend based on where the algorithm deems it appropriate. All right. But for now, we're going to keep it off. We're going to go to the audience level here. And typically, if you select lead campaigns, it's going to come in, I believe, under instant forms. We're not going to keep it there, but I think we've all seen this before at this point. Maybe we have, hopefully have. This is the on Facebook or on Instagram platform forms that comes kind of pre-filled out with your stuff. I've been running ads for 12 years. I have not seen high quality leads come through this ever. Maybe one day, but I don't have my hopes up. So when you get to the conversion location, always switch it to at least websites where you can pull them off platform. If you're really good on the phone, great, make some calls. If you have a killer messenger set up, go for it. Use WhatsApp calls. I would say 99% of our clients land here. All right. So scrolling down, like I said, it used to be called a pixel. My old stuff here, still called that, but it's called a data set now. This is a piece of code on the back end of your site, usually in the header code, that goes and starts tracking. Then you have to select your conversion event. So if you're doing lead generation, like we're doing here, that's the one you select. But there are other things you can kind of tell the account that, hey, I want to go for just people who view the page or view the content. At this point, do that if you have extra money to spend. We want leads. So we're going to select lead. It's going to tell me to set it up because I haven't done this here for 10 years. This is my dummy account I use this for all these videos. All right, more AI assist. If you set up dynamic creative on the next tab, you'll be able to kind of throw 3 images in there and it'll kind of play around. Here is a pro tip on the budget. If you've ever watched Price is Right before, if someone bids $20 and the guy next to him bids $20.01 and it's high, guess who wins? We do the same thing here. So $20.05. It's a bidding war on the back end. If your service is on someone else's feed next to someone else's service, it doesn't even have to be in the tactical world. There's ads for a lot of different stuff that you're vying for, you're fighting for. So if they bid 20 bucks and you bid a couple cents more, you're going to win the placement. You're going to win a little more frequency, all the good stuff. So make a small adjustment there. All right, we get into the audiences. All right, so if you are a local business, you don't go anywhere else in the nation, you go under locations, and there's a lot of stuff you can do. So I'm gonna use my location here. Put in my Stuart, Florida zip, and go from here. So I can say I only want to hit people with this zip code, or I can say, I just want to drop a pin, drop my home, more or less, and hit a radius. So for instance, if I'm a firearm instructor and I know people will come from 50 miles out because I am that damn good, then I'm going to select that. See the size of that audience grow, 1.2 million. If I get rid of this and I just do my town of Stuart, it's not a big town comparatively. So you have to play with that. If the audience is too small, like it is here, Facebook will struggle to spend. So you might have to, if you have a really small area, you might have to extend your reach a little bit to tell Facebook, hey, there's more people. And who knows, you might luck out and find people who are willing to drive from 50 miles out to come see you. So play around with this and make sure you have the approximate right audience size. I would go for at least 500,000 or more. That way you have enough audience to start playing with. And that's just before you start trimming stuff down, right? So let's go back and put a pin down. So I have a bigger audience. Oop. There's my 1.2-ish. All right, so from here, as instructor, I know, hey, I don't have too many 18-year-olds coming here, and I don't have too many people above 50, right? So let's say, let's be generous. 25 to 55. Male and female. See the audience cuts down. Still in a good number there. I'm happy with that. However, there are still some interests. So we can put in, let's just say we only want to have law enforcement. There's a lot of different audiences in there, but let's just put law enforcement and see what pops up today. There could be field of study, job titles, employers. Play around here. As you'll see up here, this will reduce if I go with one of the larger ones. What I'm looking for is that little size piece on the right. Law enforcement officer, 16. Oop. Oh. All right, law enforcement, criminal justice field study. All right, let's just do law enforcement officer. What does that cut down to? All right, it's too small. All right, so this is where some playing around happens. You might have to pull in some different groups. If you do come to the point where no matter what you're doing, if you're doing something very specific, you have to remove targeting here. You can still target to a certain degree your law enforcement or your small group on the creative side. That's where your ad copy, you can say, hey, law enforcement officers in Stuart, Florida, or in the creative itself, the video, it'll weed it out a little bit that way. So it's a little bit of playing around you have to do. The last piece on the audience side that I will talk through here. Oh, this one here. So Advantage Plus placements. They do a great job making it look uneditable. My cursor's off of it. I don't see the ability to edit until you hang over it. If you do have the spend and you have a seasoned account, keep it on here. It's fine. If you are brand new, you want to click edit, move into manual placements. And there are 22 different placements on Facebook and Instagram for those ads to land. All right, so we're going to get rid of a bunch of them. So we don't need the apps. We don't need search results. We can get rid of in-stream. We can expand stories and reels and say, all right, well, you know, people don't look at stories on Messenger. For me, it's fine. Facebook, Instagram profile. Let's keep those reels, right? The feeds are big. We got a lot of that stuff. So I will shut those off, expand it, and say, I know Facebook feed, those squares right here. And where is it? Instagram feed. Those are the two spots for the feeds that I know work. And this is basically you saying, if I have $50 a day that I'm spending, I only want it to go here because I know my audience better than Facebook. I know that's where they're going to be. If you keep it clicked off, they might spend 20, 30% of your budget on these unnecessary, in my opinion, my professional opinion, platforms. All right, so we're good. We have everything set. We know who we're targeting. We're going to hit next. We got about 1.1 million people on the top end. All right, so you move through. This is the creative side here. It's my old coffee company, somehow still attached there, but we'll let it run. Again, keeping with the manual control of all this, we want to start with an image, a carousel, a collection. Again, keep it simple. A lot of the times people ask, hey, should we do an image or a video? Start with an image. It's faster, it's simpler. You can test creatives a lot faster that way. Videos are great for lead generation if you have enough budget to retarget. All right, message me if you have questions about videos. That's a whole different topic, but we're going to stick with what we have here. I will uncheck multi-advertiser ads. As of this recording, I haven't seen it work very well. That's when you're scrolling on your feed and you see a carousel of different brands. Facebook is trying to say, hey, if the brand A is running these ads and they're clicked off here, they're checked off, I think brand B would look good next to them. I haven't seen that work. So you might, if you keep this checked off, you might be placed in an ad set next to lipstick company or a pool cleaning service. So I typically say, no, thank you. All right, set up ad creative. We're going to bring in an image ad. Right, I have no idea what's going to show up here, so we'll just kind of run with it. All right, the source URL. Nope, we're going to go ahead and upload our own. Oops, sorry about this here. Let's go back. All right, upload. Oh, race car. Let's do a race car. Whatever image, you should have this ready. All right, you have your image set up from here. Oh, that's just the thumbnail. Apologies. Let's go to the next part. All right, so the primary text, this is the words above your image. So test, hello, right? The headline is that bold text on the bottom right underneath. Hello. Oh, notes. And the description is that small, faint text. Typically, we don't use it. I just put a space. We got that call to action. So if you're a firearm instructor, you want people to sign up for your course, you got to find the right CTA that works, whether it's book now, contact, maybe it's just an educational thing that people want to learn more. So for now, we're going to do contact us, click next. Old stuff pops up. Wow, that's always fun. All right, let's use this one. All right, dope. Cool. So we got this set up. We have our image. We set up an amazing creative for everyone to see. We hit next. Here's another piece, right? So when you're setting up your creatives, that's another good thing. We're going back to the placement portion of this conversation. If you have 21 creative placements, that's, I believe, 6 or 7 different image sizes and ratios you need to have in place. We just need 2 here. So you have square 1x1, and you have a 9x16, that tall reels, stories side. Easier to set up too than all these other ones. There's your image. Sorry, I have to read this. This is a new function as of this video. I love it. We'll keep it selected for now. We'll hit next. And it'll show you all these different pieces here. So I don't like a lot of these. This is some more image variation stuff. Add text. Oh, goodness. I feel like an old guy. Don't really like that. I don't want to add any logos. I hate all these pop-ups too. Oh my goodness. All right, so it gets rid of a bunch of stuff. It's going to change the backgrounds. All right, play around with this. I'll just say, because by the time you watch this, this might be different for you. So you want a good image across the board and say, hey, I like this one. That's the one I want. Moving forward. There are some enhancements. Some of them are cool. A lot of them are junk. A lot of the stuff is automatically turned on. The biggest one, that's biggest pain in the butt for me, is the music. If you're making a reel, select your own music. Facebook options are terrible. I believe that is it. Text improvements. Sorry, that's the other one. If the text improvements are on, they'll take your headline text and put it on top of your image. It looks terrible. This is like a little filter, overlays. No, don't like those either. You can shut them all off if you really want to be straightforward and simple with it. Image animation. Yeah. Choose what's best for you. You hit done. So now you've finally gotten your image ready. You're dope. You're ready to go. Copies on there. You gotta tell people where you're gonna go, right? So we'll go ahead and just grab a URL. Here, website URL. This will be yours. If you have like a crazy long URL, let's just go to my services page. This page is service, and you want to change that. So yeah, this is too long for display. You'll see this pop up. It automatically cuts it off, but you want it to just say services. Ideally, it would help display link has to be on there. You can cut it down a little bit, but I like the way that showed originally. And so boom, just .io or whatever it is. All right, last piece here. Sometimes you have to be careful here. It will automatically, because it says suggested, it'll have the setup. You don't want it instant form. It's not good. No bueno. All right, so scroll down just a touch more. This is where you confirm that your data set is in place. This is a dummy account, so it is not active. Yours should be green. You should be able to select offline events just for additional tracking purposes. And after that, setup wise, you're done. You can take it a step further and go over here and select this, duplicate, get a new copy, different image, test different things, and go from there. So this is your basic setup. There is hundreds of hours of courses out there you can take. You can spend 12 years like I have trying to learn all this. But with this information, you should be able to get into your campaigns, set them up, and go give Mark Zuckerberg a couple bucks and spend some money. So I hope that helps people understand this and feel a little bit more comfortable with it. I'm always here to have conversations if people want. So reach out. We'll provide some contact information if needed. But thank you for taking the time to watch this and have a great day. Go grow your business.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, thanks for letting me in. I'm sorry I was a little late. Tried to
No,
get sleep
you
on time.
you got babies. It's all right. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for making that tutorial for us. I'm sure we have lots of questions. I have questions. You guys think of your questions. Brian is with us from Fusion Marketing. Brian, what's a good budget if you're advertising locally for, like, say, 25 miles?
So the budget question is always one of the first ones, right? Facebook will take $1. They'll take $50,000 a day. You have to find two things. You have to find your pain point and you have to find where you can find the data coming back fast enough. If you spend $5 a day, you're gonna probably sit in your hands for 5, 6, 7 days waiting for that data to come back. If
Mhm.
you're not in a rush, you don't have the big budget, do that. But if you're like, hey, I've got a class in 3 weeks, I gotta go, $50 a day is what I suggest because that gets data coming back fast enough so you can change copies, change creatives, adjust your audiences, and not waste time.
Okay, you're they don't know what data is. So
Oh,
fill in the blank.
sure. So data is like how many people are clicking on your ad, what the click-through rate is. If you have a video, how many people are watching, what percentage of it, what your cost per lead is, all those columns across the board. So that's a very broad term, but yeah, those are what we look at to make sure that if we have two ads and one's getting a terrible click rate, kill it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Okay, so what about copy? You kind of went through copy pretty quick. We talked little bit about it right before you jumped on about having AI writing some of it. How do you write your copy?
I'm still an old-fashioned person. I haven't quite given AI GPT full reign on copy. I do like to use it for ideas. Like, hey, give me 10 different ideas to write copy for this, and then get some ideas and write out of it. You really want to have it short. I mean, by a show of hands, who reads long Facebook posts? Anyone? All right. So
If it's really good, maybe, but not likely.
yeah, from an ad, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you usually have maybe a sentence and a half to hook someone. You got to realize that when you're writing it for someone else. You're
Mhm.
solving a problem. So immediately tell people what problem you're solving.
Yeah, tell them what a pain point is.
Yeah, a pain point is, let's just say you're running a class for concealed carry for new moms. Got one here. So, why would they want one? Like, what's the reason to protect their family? Hey, Stuart, Florida, women, do you want to protect your family? Real crappy 8 p.m. copy coming out of my mouth, but you get the idea. Hit that pain point immediately.
So a pain point is what they struggle with and how you can fix their issue.
Yep. Yeah, like you got to tell them that I know your pain point, I have the solution.
Yeah. All right. Is this something, do you and your team set up Facebook ads for instructors?
Yeah, we've been setting up Facebook. I mean, I've been running Facebook ads for 12 years and it's what we do. We don't have GPT copywriters. We have a copywriter. He lives in Berlin. He's a big Viking guy. Got a beard longer than you, Doug. Sorry.
Nice. Nice. All right, guys, let's open up to and let's ask Brian some questions. Why we have him. If he's drinking his gallon water today.
I'm gonna finish this today.
Very nice. All right. Who has experience with Facebook? Who has questions? Why Facebook? Why not TikTok? Why not any other Google platform? What do you
You can
think
type,
about
you
that?
can type it in the chat too if you want.
Well, you talked a couple times about costs and budgets. Is it a one-time thing, or is it a per click thing, or is it all of the above? Is that how it works?
Yeah, so there's two ways you can set up your budget on Facebook. It's a lifetime budget where you attach a schedule to it. Say, I'm gonna spend $1,000 over the next month, and it'll push more of it towards the beginning. I've probably done lifetime budgets 5 times my whole life. The other one is a daily budget. So if you set that $50 day budget, day one might spend $49, day two might spend 52, but it averages out to about $50 a day. And it will only go those couple ticks over if it sees potential. Like if you're doing lead generation, which most of us will be doing, and they say, hey, I've spent $49, but I found someone who could possibly be another lead, and then they'll spend that extra couple bucks.
I typically spend about $15 a day in my ad marketing, and
Mhm.
I see a really great return on it. I
Yeah,
would say at least 3 times.
that's super helpful. I mean, and it all goes back to data, to numbers, right? So you have to know what your numbers are. If you
Mhm.
have 10 leads that come in across a week or two, how many you close, what you're going to profit from that. And another thing that I always make sure to mention, if you're looking at the metric of cost per lead that shows on Facebook, let's just say $10. Unless you're the best salesperson in the world, you're not going to have 100% close rate. You might have to talk to 10 people at $10 per lead and close 8 of them. So you gotta figure what your true cost per closed lead is, and keep
Mhm.
that in mind when you're adjusting your budget.
Great. How often should you change your graphics? When do they start getting old?
That has a lot to do with two things. Your spend. If you're spending real big money, it burns really quick. Or your audience. If it's a small town, I think we've all been victims of hearing the Geico commercial too much and wanted to just strangle that thing. You want to make sure you kind of change the creatives out on one of those two. So you'll start to see if it's just purely cold traffic, brand new people, no people who have been a lead before, been to your website. You want to keep the frequency, that's another metric you can track, under 2. 1.2, that's fine. So if you start seeing cold traffic frequencies of those images go up to 2 plus, you'll get ad fatigue and stuff like that. And if you're spending a lot of money, that happens faster.
Okay.
You'll
How do
start
we
seeing
not get flagged by the Facebook police being in a 2A community? That's my biggest,
Mhm.
doing this for a couple of years, coaching folks, that is my biggest pushback I get from people, which I think they make most of that up in their brain because they're scared to run it. I've
Yeah.
never been flagged by Facebook in my 8 or 9 years of running ads.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Oh yeah, there's a lot to it where you can kind of fly under the radar for a little bit. But at the same time, Facebook does allow firearm education, which is what you do. So from what I've seen, you're not flagging the camera with your firearm. So if you go into it knowing that you are doing an educational piece, even if you have a gun shop, you can still teach. You can still instruct in these here. So a lot of things that give people a checklist. Make sure you're going in the educational route. You're not really going too aggressive with the visuals you're showing. If you have like you do, if it just says firearms, you're not going to get flagged. But if you have all the pictures and you're doing crazy things, just be careful. We have a client. I don't have the product right now. Actually. His company is called Gun Locks. I told him for the longest time that he's going to get flagged, so he had to change his social media, the stuff he was pushing out there, and then he's not. So we got a lot of spend out of that. So you want to make sure your first landing page is also meta compliant. So your copy, your creative, your educational all the way through. When people finally click, Facebook's going to click too, whether it's a real person or an AI at this point. I don't know, probably an AI. But they're still going to read that first landing page to make sure it's compliant.
Now,
That's what I
give
always
me,
tell.
what does that mean, compliant? Give us some guidelines.
You're not selling, physical products on there you shouldn't be selling. You're not, going against their policies just because you think you got them off of Facebook. You can do and say whatever you want. That's why I always have people, that first landing page to be an email capture. Because once you own their email, you're good to go. You can go sell them a Glock. You can go talk a little bit more and deeply about the courses and the stuff you're gonna be doing in the courses. You can't say, hey, this is gonna be a three gun course here. We're gonna do all this crazy stuff that Facebook does not want to hear. So yeah, it definitely can be done.
All right, so tell us what on Facebook you can sell education, but you cannot sell guns or talk about pricing. Is that you can't talk about gun pricing? Is that correct?
I haven't heard that specific about pricing, but I mean, I wouldn't go out there and say that, hey, I have this item here for sale. Um, they just frown upon all that there. But I mean, the safest route is education. And if you have a course that you're doing in person, you want to give someone a free guide, that's the low-hanging fruit. There's other companies out there that we can probably all go play around with our own Facebook feeds and find companies that are selling us or promoting stuff they shouldn't. There's a lot of companies that do fly under the radar. and it's just a matter of time before they get nabbed. And some companies are fine with that. They're like, hey, I'll get everything shut down, disabled, then I'll go over here and do the same thing.
Okay, what questions do we have, guys? We have an expert here. Let's use them for the next 10 minutes or so.
So your recommendation is more of try to get people's emails versus like getting them to actually sign up for an actual class?
I like that for the reason of owning data.
Okay.
Like name, phone, or email, because if you have a 500 or 5,000 size email list, think of the power you have. You don't have to say, hey, my weekend freed up. I want to run a class. Let me quickly run an ad. You just fire off an email.
Mhm.
That's good. No.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I have 4,700 just instructors on just for my group. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you wanted an instructor to be on a Zoom meeting tomorrow,
Mhm.
you could do that.
Absolutely. They are requesting that I send out this Google Drive link. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, fire away.
Okay,
That's
so I'm going to
what we're
send the link right here in our chat. I will also post our recording in our group, but if you check the link, some of the folks saying it was a little blurry for them to see the screen, so we're going to send them the link directly. Okay, how can they want to hire you?
Oh.
How can they do that?
We just starts with a conversation. So you can find me on Facebook. I'll put my full name. I don't hide behind anything there. Find me on Facebook. We'll have a conversation, even if it's just, taking this information and just giving you some more details. Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. Catch up with our chat. All right, and then can you put your Facebook group in here, Fusion Marketing?
Oh, sure. Yeah. One sec.
All right, guys, check your chat. It'll have the drive, his name, and his Facebook. I must put your website in there too. They can hunt you down.
Yeah, you can get in touch with me any and all of those ways. Um, I'm an over communicator. So if you get on a Zoom call with me, it might be 20, 30 minutes, but it's going to be a valuable 20, 30 minutes.
I was on with your partner today, John, for like over an hour, and at the end he mentioned your name. I was like, wait.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah, I think we kind of bumped into each other at the perfect time because he does. I used to do the website development and the branding, and I didn't like it.
No,
And
he loves it though. I think he's
he's
crazy.
amazing at
Nobody
it.
likes doing that. That's so much
Yeah,
work.
yeah, he crushes it. He's way better than I ever was. So take it and run.
I'm trying to talk him into coming in next week.
Good idea. I'll piggyback on that.
Okay. All right, guys, what other questions do we have? We have 5 minutes.
Doesn't have to be Facebook related. Could be general marketing, email
Well,
marketing,
tell us what else you do besides Facebook ads.
Facebook ads, Google ads, and email. That's it.
And then who are you using for your email? Are you using like Go High Level?
Half of our folks using Go High Level. We do have some e-commerce, so we do have a lot of Klaviyo accounts. I
Mm-hmm.
like the analytics on
Mm-hmm.
Klaviyo a lot. Go High Level does a lot, but the analytics are meh. They're almost
Yeah,
there.
all my stuff goes to spam. Everything.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if I look in my spam folder, I'm sure we can all go find some huge companies that have ended in our spam because they're just mismanaged and
Good. Maybe I'll talk to you later about not getting my emails to go to spam. I would be very happy with that.
yeah, let's set it up. That's typically an easy fix, usually a domain authentication thing.
We already did that.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah,
John told me that today, and I went and looked, and everything was good. Everything was green.
interesting. Yeah, let's look into that together. I'm happy to help.
Okay. All right. Anybody else?
So I got a question in regards to like Facebook and Instagram. I've been trying to connect my Facebook page and my Instagram page, and for some
Mhm.
reason they're not connecting. It says they're connected, but when I go through like the business media,
Mhm.
it's not showing. You know
I'm not
anything
sure.
about
Mm,
Where are you trying to find it? Is it on your phone or the business manager?
so I'm on the business suite, like on my computer.
Yep.
So like when I click it and you're on the business media page on the business suite page, And so I clicked to connect it,
Yep.
and I go through the process, and then it says it violates advertisement or something.
So you go with like a login process and it just kind of dead ends like that. All right. Is there a
Yeah.
possibility that, thanks, Charlie. Is there a possibility that your Instagram account is just a personal, or because I know they have different tiers across there.
So my Instagram account's a
Okay.
professional, like my business, because I have my personal, then I have my
Yeah.
business one.
You're trying to connect
Like,
business to business.
yeah.
I would call and set up a um make an appointment and let somebody help you with it.
Like Instagram or Facebook.
Face Meta. It's all the same.
Yeah, their meta
I
support.
like, yeah, how you get that number? Because I was like searching for it. And they got no contact, nothing. You can't get in touch with it. I was like, what is it?
I call them all way more all the time.
I
Meta.
Can you put that in the
I might even have a phone call meta in my phone.
Yeah, I mean, like I Googled it to try to find it. There's no number, which is weird because I have my other business page because I got another side business that I do.
Mhm.
I've
So
got
you,
a photo boot company, and my Instagram and my Facebook pages for those two companies are connected.
Yeah.
But for my firearms page, it's not connecting for some reason.
Yeah, that the Instagram connection can be a nightmare. You're
mine
not
is
allowed,
pretty easy. I just
but yeah,
But I go on my phone and I look on my phone, it says they're connected, and it says everything's connected. But then when I try to set it up with the business suite, the Meta Business Suite, my Facebook page, on my Instagram page, it doesn't feed over to my
Instagram.
Facebook page. It's to my personal Facebook page.
Yeah.
I need to go to my business Facebook page.
But if it's the other way
Uh,
around, if you open up from Instagram, it will show Facebook,
yeah,
right?
so
Is that where you're?
Instagram and I'm on my phone, it shows the two are connected. But
Yeah.
and I'm on a computer, but it's weird. Like I'll post something like from my phone, but instead of it going to from my Instagram business page,
Mhm.
going to my Facebook business page, it goes to my personal Facebook page,
hmm.
my personal page.
Have you gone into the help? Let's see, the help center here. I'm going to put it here in the chat.
Yeah. Sometimes the support chat, the way to play that is just repeat yourself, say, I want a phone call. Call me, call me, call me. Annoy the crap out of them. And then they're like, okay, fine. Because they will call you, but you got to be adamant that that is the only solution you'll accept. But then you open up Pandora's box because they will continue to call you.
Yeah, they call me all the time. Your ad spend is down. Why are you not running an
They're
ad
all
this week? Jesus.
they're just commission based. That's it.
Yeah, but they are pretty good. Oh, here we go. Change. I'm gonna send this to you. Check the chat. Maybe this will help too.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay, guys, what other questions do you have before we let Brian go?
so I'm trying to find another. So I keep asking questions though.
Anything? Everybody's good? Okay. All right. Hopefully next week we will have John on and talk about websites and things like that. Keeping our costs low, what design looks like, doing it ourselves versus hiring somebody else. Is it worth it? Is it worth the 3, 4, 5 grand to have a good website? Should we just use Instructor Stash? Keep it simple, like so we'll kind of go over that he's about 90% committed for next week. So I just gotta touch base with him tomorrow. Anything else, guys? Brian, thank you so much. And you put all your stuff in the chat that people can reach out to you.
Yeah, I'm happy to just have a conversation with anyone. It's a good time.
It's good, always a good time. Helping the 2A community and help each other grow is why we're here.
I'm right.
Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you next week. We're right at 8:30, right on time. And call me if you need me. You have my number.
Good night, folks. Good to meet you. Bye.